Hello everyone, this is February love reading for those interested in Libras. So psychic insight, no as usual, no structure, no nothing. Don't worry about not seeing the cards properly. I don't read them. I just give you whatever insight I feel guided to give you. So if you are in love with a Libra, this is for you. Also, if you would like to hear about your own star sign, to go and watch the videos for those in love with somebody from your star sign. And if you know your rising or your moon sign, cross watch, because it always helps. You get more information. I have explained before that this deck has been sent to me with a card missing, so if you see this for, that's why I also say don't worry about the cards as such, but just to let you know in case you've missed when I said the deck has been sent to me with a card missing, so I had to replace it. It's a beautiful deck. It was the last one as well, so I love it and I wanted to keep it. Now, if you are in love with Libras, let's see what should you know. What is the energy in February? Libras tend to be a bit discontent and not pay attention to the good things in their life. So the advice would be for them, if they would watch this, or if you know and would like to and feel you are in the position to somehow, gently plant a seed, because they don't like to be told what to do. Well, I suppose no one likes, although sometimes we see from the outside things clearer, and so with others for ourselves. So if you are in the position to somehow guide them to pay more attention to the good things in their lives, because they seem not to pay attention and not to be grateful enough, I would say. Not that they don't want to, perhaps they are just not in that mindset at the moment, in that frame of mind, perhaps due to other things that have recently happened to them. Also, they should find their peace and rest in respect of life, because things will settle, and if they are at rest, at peace and rested, they will be able to control their situation way better, as much as anything can be controlled. After all, I always say it's ourselves who we should be able to control first and foremost, our mind and our emotions, and then everything else will follow. So however, Libras should find peace, and then things will be done easier. They will find easier to deal with everything and more organized, because sometimes they tend to be a bit scatty as well. In respect of, so this applies to Librans in general. I will let you know when I get different things for women and different things for men. As you know, I like to get as specific as possible. So Librans in general should leave also troubles behind in respect of love and relationships. So things should get better for them, but again, it really depends very much on their attitude in general towards life and towards what they have achieved so far. And they will also be able to stop worrying about whatever is going on in respect of home, house, property, assets. They should question things less and have more faith, and as I said, if they are rested and at peace, they will find the solutions, and they will have the power of mind and the skills, and to see the opportunities and to deal with things in the right way, so they can achieve whatever they put their mind to. One thing that I feel Librans should pay actually more attention to as well, so that should give you an idea about how things are with them. I will see if I get more about love, but I will tell you first what is going on generally speaking with them. As I said, love life should get better, should improve for Librans, should they do the right thing for themselves first and foremost. And speaking of doing the right thing, I also feel that Librans should have a proper conversation, and if they are not aware, it will come for them soon. Perhaps actually take them by surprise, but they will speak out all of a sudden, and put things right and have a good conversation, truthful conversation with women. This again applies, I believe, to both men and women, so it's still for both genders. With a woman who seems to, I will try and see if I can get what sort of connection there is between Librans and this woman. She's either a water sign or somebody very emotional. Water sign, star signs, for those who aren't accustomed with them, would be Pisces, Cancerians or Scorpio. So it's either a water sign woman or someone who's very emotional, and things are changing actually in her life, and things are coming in her family life as well, I want to say. And things are coming to an end. It's an end of a chapter. Massive changes in this woman's life, and for that reason, because she's going through what she's going through, she's not perhaps saying the right things or not behaving in the right way. I will try to see what is the connection between Librans and this woman, just if I could. It is to do with communication and love advice. So it could be that there was somebody around them. It doesn't have to be a love connection for them, this woman. It can be a family connection. But the conversations were about the Librans' life, personal life. The woman might have had opinions. She might have interfered, as I said, perhaps not willingly. So the conversations were about Librans' personal life and concerns about how things might go wrong. So whatever she tried to do, whether to help or to just put a spanner in the works, she's managed to worry and create a bit of havoc in the Librans' life. So if, as I said, you are in love with a Libran, or if you are a Libran listening for your own star sign, be wary of a woman who's going through massive changes in her own personal life, and I feel she should mind her own business and get on with what she's going through and leave other people's lives alone. She needs to sort her own stuff out first and foremost, and Librans need to be less easily influenced by other people's opinions. They need to assess things for themselves and trust their own judgment and their own intuition. They are very intelligent people, but for them relationships is a very sensitive area, because they are people who need to be in a relationship, and that's how they function best. Although, mind that being said, they sometimes manage to be lonely or not in a relationship, because we can be coupled, but at times in life experience this situation where we are in a couple, but suddenly things don't go right and we feel lonely anyway. You all heard of being lonely into. So Librans need to be in a relationship, although sometimes they manage to somehow be on their own for a long time, but that's how they function best mentally and emotionally, or so they think. Actually, again, saying that, I realized that it's very much down to what they think and feel, but knowing a lot of Librans, I would say they are very good at functioning on their own, because that's when they do and follow their own intuition and do their own thing, and pay less attention to what other people say. So this is the warning for them, to not pay so much attention to what other people have to say and other people's opinions. They need to follow their own heart and judgment, because it's quite good actually. And they need to be careful who they put their trust into as well. I think they are good judges of character actually, Librans. So trust yourselves, guys, if you listen to your star sign. And as I said, if you are in love with a Libran and in a relationship as well, somehow gently try to nudge them in that direction. If you are only hopeful of getting into a relationship with a Libran, let me see if if you're only hopeful of being in a relationship with a Libran, you need to make sure that they are not caught up in something already. So if you know them, or if you don't know them that well, you need to take time to find out, to see whether they are actually not somehow caught in a quite strong connection already, because if that is the case, they will not look at new relationship. They might toy with the idea, but I don't feel that they would actually go for it. And if you know them well enough, make sure you've not missed something out. That being said as well, if you know them well enough and you're hopeful of being in a relationship with them, you may actually be on the right track if you already had a relationship with them. So if it's a case of a connection which has weakened a long time because of problems, circumstances, then there are chances that yes, the relationship would become stronger and be rekindled. Now about Libra men, I can say that their main focus would be on making their fortune, on establishing themselves financially, on buying a house or a property asset, as I said, something material, but it's not money as such. It's something more fixed, attached, like a house attached to a ground, or oh, what's the word? It's not coming to me. Anyway, I'm sure you got it. It's just me has this slipping. It just slips off the tip of my tongue. So yeah, they are looking at financial stability. However, they struggle a little bit because they are not quite sure about their future, Libra men, about what would make them happy, or they know what would make them happy, but they are not sure whether they would manage to get to that. So there is a bit of lack of confidence when it comes to their future. So they know about their money, about their work, and what to do and how to do it, but they don't know too much, or they are not too confident about their personal life. But let me see if I get anything more about that. I believe that they would, if they would go by what they are passionate about. So they will know more and become clearer about their future and about their wishes come true when they focus on what makes them feel passionate and come to life and excite them. That's how Libra men would get more clarity in respect of their personal life. And then Libra women, I had something coming up here for them. Libra women need to find balance regarding something from the past. I'm trying to put this away so it doesn't confuse you and get a bit more organized about the cards, so you get better visual. Libra women would need to find balance, and I believe they will, regarding something from the past, a situation when they left troubles behind, when they have had to make a choice about their future, but they were not quite sure. So they kind of went with their own intuition, but without having all the information. They just followed their gut feeling. And I believe that is good, and they need to come to terms and to find peace about that choice they made in the past, because it was the right choice for their future, and they will succeed. Yeah, so they need to leave that worry behind with the past in itself. Altogether, they move towards success, Libra women, which is really, really nice to see, and they totally deserve as well. So I hope this helps. If you like it, please share so others can benefit from this too. Until I see you again, lots of love and be happy.